Hey, Coach Sampson, as far as letting players define their role, do you allow that the players do that through their play in practice and in games and different analysis that you may see from what the team may need?
Well, I define their role, but we work together to define their game. Like when Devin Davis is a good example. Devontae Pollard came in here. He was a talented guy, but he had no game. He had no idea who he was or what he did good. He could jump up and touch the top of the square. He could dunk it any way you wanted dunked. He could fly around, block shots, but he had no game. What is it you do? You know, easiest guys to play against are athletes that can't play basketball. But what we did was Devontae was create a role for him, but we had to define his game so it could fit into that role. You know, he got to be a mid-range monster with that left-handed jump shot. I remember he scored 32 against Memphis. I think it was you guys check me on this. I can't remember some of these things. I think it was his first year. Might have been his first year. I think he had 32, 28 the second half. Am I wrong on that? You guys check me on that. If you'd have seen him in May, June, July, Devontae just never had a game. You know, he just had to be defined. Devin Davis was a center in high school. Fabian White was a center in high school. J1 Roberts was a center in high school. So we take these guys that we like, and we, you know, it's like what Joseph was asking me about a while ago about evaluating him. You know, I think the toughest adjustment's the 5 to a 4, because that requires a lot of work, a lot of commitment. But we have to see something in it. Sometimes it's as simple as watching a kid shoot a free throw. If you watch Fabian shoot free throws in high school, you realize he has a good release. The ball comes off his fingertips the right way. He's got good rotation, got good structure with his offhand, his ball hand, his elbow. Everything looked good. So why not? Why can't that kid develop into be a good shooter? And he did. And once he got to be where he's a good shooter, we let him go. He had the green light. You know, he didn't have it when he came here, but he worked. We developed that in him, and he got to where he could do that. So when you talk about defining their roles, sometimes the first question you ask is, here's how we're going to win. This is what we need you to do to help us win. So the question that's asked that they have to answer internally and externally is, how important is winning to you? Is statistics more important than winning? If statistics is more important than winning, we probably wouldn't have recruited you, because we would have known that. So everybody that comes here wants to win, and some of them have to take a back seat. But their role is everybody's role is important. Some guys' roles to score, some guys' roles to do certain things. But we want everybody to be first team all conference in their role. That's how winning happens. Tajay Moore's role is different than Tyler's. You know, Tremon's role is different than, say, Marcus's. Marcus's role is different than Jarris's. But you take all these roles together and put them together, you have a pretty good team. But we've never had problems with guys accepting roles here. But that also has a lot to do with evaluating. You know, recruiting and evaluating is like vetting an employee. If you're on a company and people is applying for jobs, you better vet them, right? You got to know their background. You got to know who they are, what kind of person they are. So you call and check out, you double check, you triple check, especially today, you know. So it's no different in recruiting. You're just not taking a good player. You know, we know everything about him. And that's why you see a lot of kids come here and have success, and very, very few kids transfer.